Let's hear from Zachary.
Thank you. I don't know if this ever happens to you guys, but I've been having the same conversation again and again recently. It seems like every week I'm hearing, hey Zach, you're handsome, intelligent, charming, have no problem going down on the ladies, and you have hair like a god. And I say, stop it, Mom. You're making me blush. She says, I mean it, you have so much going for you. Why can't you get a girlfriend? I say, you know what, Mom, I don't know. I wish I knew. I wish I could figure that one out, so I could find somebody who I could love and who would love me back unconditionally, and we could grow old together. And I'm afraid that I'm never going to find that person. And I don't know why, Mom. But enough about that. It's time to breastfeed. I was born into a rich family, like really rich, which I recommend. It's a worthwhile endeavor. People have assumptions about you though when you're rich. Like people, there's a lot of assumptions. Like I'm always like, oh, you must be a Republican. You hate gay people and black people. I'm like, no, you ignorant dick. I'm a fiscal Republican. I just hate poor people. Another assumption, people don't think you have any problems when you grow up rich, that like life's just great. And let me tell you, I grew up that way and I definitely had problems. I also had an indoor pool. Which helps a lot with the problems. But know that you're warned a lot though when you grow up. Well, you're warned a lot about gold diggers. You know, by like your friends, family, Jamie Foxx and Kanye. Like, a lot of people looking out. So I avoided them for like the longest time. Like I wasn't flashy or anything, and then like one figured me out. And it turns out that I like gold diggers. Good people in my books. Because they're willing to take, like, endure a lot more shit than a girl who's just in it for love. Because they're in it for money. And I found this out because I got really drunk, and I don't like being mean to people. I don't, but sometimes I get drunk and the people close to me get hurt. I'm like Spider-Man. So I got drunk and I yelled at this girl because she told me maybe I shouldn't buy cocaine. And the next morning she ironed my clothes. She woke me up, she's like, you yelled at me last night in the middle of the bar. You humiliated me. So I ironed your clothes and I steamed your jacket. I didn't know what that meant. I was like, do you shit on my jacket? But no, apparently it's a good thing. I was watching the news the other day. I don't know if you guys watched that show. But I was, and they were interviewing a guy about Obama's fiscal policies, and he seemed underqualified to be speaking on the subject matter. There were a couple of hints. The first one that was on this particular news network, under the person being interviewed, it'll say their name and their profession. Like if it was someone who should have been being interviewed, it'd be like Dr. Alan Remington, economics professor at Harvard. But for this guy, it said Stephen Henry, and under that it said, Steve. The next hint was everything he said. I won't bore or dumb you down with the details, but in so many words, he said, Obama raised taxes, Hitler raised taxes, Obama is Hitler. Well, color me ignorant. I was unaware that for some people, the apex of Hitler's atrocities was taxes. I always thought it was the other thing. But not Steve. Apparently he read a book, or wiki-wriked it at some point, and he found out he was mad. He's like, man, that Hitler guy, he was bad news. Let me tell you. Do you know that during his reign, he raised taxes over 18% nationwide? Yeah. The nerve. And during the most severe shortage of accountants in Germany's history. That they're Jews. So as am I, so you don't have to feel bad. I guess just don't laugh if you wish it would have worked out better. Otherwise, it's a fantastic joke. I got told recently, I judged somebody, and they told me it's not for me to pass judgment. I don't think they're right, because I like passing judgment. I think it's very much for me. I pass judgment like where the criteria doesn't even make sense. You gotta weed people out. I'll be like, that girl's reading a book. I bet she gives toothy blowjobs and keeps her bra on while having sex. That girl has a piercing in the back of her neck, not even in the middle. She's not going to keep the baby.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's all. Thank you guys very much. I'm Zach Stein.
A lot of people debate about religion. I don't know if you guys have been out in society recently, but everyone's kind of arguing. There's this big argument whether God's real or not, who's right. I don't really believe in God personally. I'm not adamant about it. I don't really, want to argue about it. It's just my own personal belief. I don't believe in God the same way I don't believe I would suck a dude's dick if I went to prison. I don't think so, but you never know. Circumstances change sometimes. God might be real, I might suck a dude's dick, who knows? The future is unpredictable. Hard to predict the future. If God is real, he's just like, what the fuck have I done? My creations are just such pieces of shit. I should have just stuck with fucking dinosaurs. Pterodactyls, drinking daiquiris, I was kicking it. People are dying of starvation and everyone's just asking me for their football team to win. The penis is gross, the vagina's no picnic. No, don't get me wrong, I like the vagina, I'm a big fan, but aesthetically, I don't know if you've ever looked at a vagina right in the face before, but it kind of looks like a slime goblin, I don't know. It's always like mean mugging, you're like, what's your problem? remember when I was younger, we hadn't seen a vagina yet, and so we all had different theories. We were like 6th grade of what the vagina looked like. And my theory was that the female asshole was just like an all-purpose port. It did it all. It was like poop, pee, dicks. It was very, there was like a conductor in there like, we got a dick coming in, shift it over, you know. And I was wrong, that wasn't right. I remember when we first saw a vagina, my buddy had this like dirtbag style porno magazine, and it was like a close-up scientific style shot of this girl with her legs spread, and we all gathered around and we're just thinking, we were way off. That looks crazier than we could have ever imagined. It's okay. I just think that maybe the design process with the vagina might have been a little bit flawed. Like, I think God was making the vagina. He was halfway done, he had his buddies over, he's like, vagina, what do you guys think? They were like, oh, you might want to work on that, God. And he was like, all right. But it was like when you had a project in high school and you had a poster board for that project, and you only had one poster board, you fucked it up, so you just had to like add stuff to fix it. I think that's what God did with the vagina. He was like, flap, cranny, nook, lip, button, slime. That looks good to me. Vagina. Alright, I'm Mike Lasher, thanks.
I do live in Illinois, but for the summer, I lived in the South, and it was unbelievable how many Confederate flags I saw. Like, the Confederacy was a nation that lasted for 4 years. Having a Confederate flag is like having a George H.W. Bush flag. Yeah! And I know what people will say, oh, it stands for states' rights. Okay, fine, but don't pick something that also stands for slavery. That would be like holding a swastika flag and being like, it means purity. For that joke, I was thinking if other hate groups had flags, and I realized that the KKK does not have a flag. And that makes sense, because if they did have a flag, people would just be like, hey look, it's the KKK, and they're surrendering.
Oh my God.
White.
Yeah, white flag. That would be the reason behind the... If you could just tell me why I'm funny, you would be one step above everyone in my family. I went to Catholic school as a kid, and I never really liked that, because people would say, like a woman said to me, the uniforms are actually more freeing because now you don't have to decide what to wear. You know, like prisons are more freeing because you no longer have to decide where to be. And like they'd always say like, keep the Christ in Christmas. And I'd be like, yeah, keep the Christ in Christmas. Because without Christ, it's just mass. And no one likes going to church. They would say things... Yeah, mass is another word for church. Did you have to... You found that out? That's even funnier. Not only is my comedy great, like 3 or 4 out of 10, but it's educational too. And like, I don't know, they'd say stuff that I thought was contradictory. Like they'd say God can do anything, and then they'd say God is everywhere. Well, like, if God is everywhere, then he can't win a game of hide and seek. 8, 9, 10, oh look, you're everywhere. If I had to rank all the hide and seek players, God would be dead last. They'd also like do Catholic sex ed. They'd say shit like, your spouse is like a piece of gum. You wouldn't want to use piece of gum, right? So don't have sex until you're married. Like, fine, I don't want to use piece of gum, sure, but I've also never looked at a piece of gum and been like, I want to chew this for the rest of my life. Guys, thank you guys very much. My name is Tom Gannon.
All my friends are having babies nowadays. Yeah, I know. It's the dumb thing to do, in my opinion. It's just, I I don't know how it would affect me. It makes all of my friends talk like creepy assholes. My friend said the creepiest thing. She said, "Oh, he's so cute. I wish he would stay this size forever." Well, how do you know you don't have a midget right now? Oh my God, I don't know. How do I know if I have a midget right now? I just put the fear of God into this young mother. I don't know if you have a midget. Tell you what, if he doesn't grow anymore, you can blame me. That's fine. On St. Patrick's Day, he's mine. I called it. I'm not gonna kidnap the kid forever. Just gonna take him to the bar and get him drunk. It's a St. Patrick's Day tradition. I don't know what I would do with a baby. I'm obviously not qualified. I think the first thing I would do if I had a child, I'd probably celebrate by getting one of those full back tattoos. On the baby? Hear me out again. If you wait until the kid's 18, old enough to get a tattoo, that shit's gonna cost like $3,000. If you do it now, while the canvas is small, see, we got some frugally minded people here. You can get full sleeves for like $15. That's great. Watch how seamlessly I switch to this next joke. Ever seen a dick tattoo? No. Nobody? Of course. Excuse me?
Oh my God.
No, I don't. But I have a couple questions about the dick tattoo. How shitty is your job as a tattoo artist where you expect to be tattooing tits and ass all day, and then all of a sudden one morning you gotta scribble the word scrumptious on some dude's junk? Just... Why is he holding it up here? I think if I got a dick tattoo, I'd get a picture of a dick. Maybe slightly smaller. Maybe facing the other way. Right, just to add another layer to my dick pics. You ever gotten a dick pic? That'd be a dick pic of a dick picture dick. That's the kind of scandal that would make the papers. They'd have to make an article warning all of you not to answer any emails from me. Don't click that dick pic of the dick picture dick. They wouldn't be able to have any illustrations in that news article, so they'd have to say not pictured, just the dick pic of the dick picture dick. That shit's silly, right? I mean, that's starting to make me think about that Anthony Weiner scandal. Do you remember that shit? He tried to send a dick pic. He didn't even have dick in his dick pic. And then that chick started nitpicking. What kind of nitpicks a dick pic? Somebody with no dick makes a dick pic on the twit pics, and you start nitpicking. What kind of dipshit nitpicks a dick pic? Back in my day, we didn't nitpick dick pics. You get the dick pic that you get. This is all starting to sound like some kind of really terrible high school word problem. Alright, Nick and Rich switch dick pics. How many clicks would Nick and Rich get? How many clicks would a dick pic get if a dick pic doesn't have dick? The answer is in the millions, my friends. Alright, my name's Jimmy. Thank you very much.
Anybody from Detroit? Because I need a ride. I'm Mexican, you know, my shit broke right out the gate. I couldn't even get parts. And I'd like to thank the county police for participating in the prisoner release program. Thank you very much. Yeah, I love Detroit. It's a beautiful city, isn't it? when you're looking at it from Windsor. You know, I'm Mexican. I hate to take the bridge or the tunnel. I like to swim across. Kind of runs in my family. Fuck you. I hate crossing borders like the county line. Crossed your county line today. Cop pulled me over, asked me for my papers, and I said, hell, I didn't know you smoked. How many papers you need, boss?
Oh my God.
Can I hit that when you're done? My best buddy in Detroit, he was half black and half Mexican. His name was Jose Washington. Have you ever eaten a chitlin burrito? You have to eat that shit in the bathroom, the lights out, you know what I'm saying? I walked in there and the cockroaches walked out packed with their suitcases. Fuck that shit. People always ask me, how come we always see like 4 or 5 families of Mexicans in one station wagon? I had to explain. We don't call them station wagons, we call them chicondominiums. African Americans, they complain it took them over 300 years of slavery to get to sit in front of the bus. Mexicans, we don't see what their problem is. We ride on the bump. That was so unprofessional, but fuck it. We ride on a bumper, who gives a shit when you sit on a fucking bus? It's free.
It's free.
And if it breaks down, you know, Mexicans, we'll fix it. We'll make it bounce. Watching CNN the other day, they say for about 10 cents a day you could feed, clothe, and educate a kid in Somalia. So I put my daughter on a plane that morning. $100,000 to send her to college here? Fuck that. Here's $400 and a fly swatter. Get them flies off your ass, because those people have flies all over them, man. And here's a bottle of water. You might get thirsty.
Oh my God.
I really got to hurry up and get out of here. I have another show to do in April. No, man. Seen Bill Clinton the other day on TV. He's looking pretty good for his age. He's talking about he's a grandfather now and all that, but I can remember when he was running for office for the first time. He was the guy that said, what? I smoked marijuana, but I didn't inhale? That's like saying I don't like cocaine, but I don't mind the way it smells. The other day, my dog got into my bag of weed.
Oh.
Ate the whole bag.
Oh.
All day, he's walking around the house real slow going, whoa, whoa. He get real lazy too. Someone knock at the door, he wouldn't even bark. He'd just yell, who is it? So they're relaxing the marijuana laws. So what? Shit hasn't changed for me. I still go to the same house and buy my shit. The only reason why I have a card is so I don't get busted for possession. They say marijuana will affect the short-term memory, and I can believe about half of that. What'd I just say? I mean, hell, man, it's harmless. People don't fight on weed. They get about it. Oh, fuck it, man. Let's hit this again. You never heard of a bank robber high on weed? Walk into the bank, get all violent, and he'd be like, "What the hell did I come in here for? Fuck it, I'm out of here. Have a nice fucking day." You do some stupid shit when you smoke weed. What's the worst that can happen when you're smoking weed and you're driving down the freeway? You're gonna get a ticket for going too slow? I'm sorry, officer, the sign said 6 or 5. And I had to cruise on 6. You want one of these White Castles here on the seat? That's the only time you go to White Castles when you're higher than the cost of living. You don't know any fucking better. Pull up to the drive-thru about 4 o'clock in the morning. Roll down a window, throw them a $5 bill. Fill up the fucking trunk. And then a Diet Coke. I'm on a diet.
I love that shit.
But no, man, silly shit you do on weed. Remember one time, I smoked a joint, pull up to a self-serve gas station, pull up to the pump, got out of my car, go up to the lady, give her my $20, got in my car, and I drove away.
I got that.
You just can't figure it out. How much was that gas? A damn needle didn't even fucking move. When you get stopped at a blinking red and you're waiting for it to change. And your buddy, run it! I ran out of gas.
This guy's good.
I think they should legalize it for hyperactive children. It'd be, you know, these little kids that run around the kitchen table. Jimmy, get your ass over here right now. Your prescription says 2 big kids. Come on, hold it in. Hold it in, one more. That's right. Go to sleep. And when you wake up, you're gonna be hungry. One last thing before I get out of here, though. I was about 14, 15 years old. Grew up in the bayou there in Detroit. And we had a bag of weed, full tank of gas in my buddy's 64 Chevrolet Biscayne 4-door, real low to the ground. It wasn't a lowrider, the springs were shot. But we found out, we went straight north on I-75. We go to a place called Mackinac Island, and there was a fort there, Fort Mackinac. And we thought there was going to be some kind of like a historical trip, because if there was Fort Mackinac there and we had the Alamo there in San Antonio, maybe there was some kind of underground shit going like the African Americans had in that. But we had streams, you know, and they had tunnels and shit, but we could swim, you know. So we get up there, we get on I-75, and I fire up a fat one. Anybody got a roach clip? Hey, I'm Ruben. God bless you. Happy holidays, baby.